Man, I remember when I first tried to change. I think it was like after Tupac died or something. I remember when I was like, man, this thugged out stuff, this whole bad boy image, man, these things is worthless. I remember just like kind of like rethinking my life, wondering like what's going on, and you know, I mean, 'cause I grew up off of Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood. You gotta, you know, I was born in, you know, early 80s. So those movies was like, I watched those movies come out, you know what I mean? And it was, it was great entertainment at that time, as far as how the movie scenes was changing. Those was, blockbuster movies. Like the world was like watching that movie, not only just, us. And so it was like, but at the same time, I think it was, you know, that stuff like lit a fire in me, it had me, at that time watching those movies, because like it was a kind of scary feeling you had, but you also saw the solution to that scary feeling. So, you wasn't scared of guns no more if you wasn't scared of a person just coming up and, you know, intimidating you, whatever he wants to do. You ready for it. And that was crazy. You had your answer, because before then, most of the TV shows around that time, when you see the average person, they're kind of more cool, calm, and collective. It was more of a level-headed type of atmosphere, the early movie scenes. So, it wasn't about that. And so when you saw the whole gangster type of vibe come out around in the 90s, and like I said, I remember when I changed. I believe when I first tried to change, and that's the whole point of this video is certain points in my life is where I just changed, stopped. I wasn't thinking the same way that I usually thought. I was, far as like certain points come in your life to where you have to change, and as the situation kind of gets worse for you, you have to kind of not resort back to your old ways. And that's the whole point. There's so many things that's going to happen on your road to changing and transforming. It's going to be like a big test. People, it's sometimes going to seem like people just come and just test you. And that's what this is about. This is about understanding this. You are getting tested. You wouldn't even feel like you was getting tested. If you was still the old same way, it would just be natural to you. But far as when you change, things feel like a test. Like, oh, this is something testing me to see am I good enough. You feel me? And you wouldn't even feel like it was a test if you were still the same way. So that's just a key point that you have to come to and understand when you feel like you're being tested. That's a kind of like, that's just reassurance that you're not the same anymore. You know what I mean? Because I remember and it's going to feel that way. I remember when I first started 2015, I would say, when I had started getting into, political, all type of things, deep, when I started getting deep, started being more of a debater, because I like to talk about things that's going on, in the world. And I remember I used to, because me, I'm a big, information type of person. And so I believe, debating was like the ultimate way of really getting all your licks in, that's the best way, to me, you know what I'm saying, to fight. because I got kids, married around this time. So I'm kind of sitting back, everything I'm trying to learn is I'm passing this to my kids. So, I'm trying to grow and the world history lied to us. So I'm trying to rethink. I feel like my whole life is a lie right now. I'm trying to research and everything. But I just realized, it comes to a point to where people can't even handle a deep conversation. It hurts people, and you're going to get into situations to where people are going to just come at you because of the way you speak. It won't even and some people would say certain things that you would be talking to an intelligent person, and this same person probably would come at you like smart mouth, like not just people can't handle. People will want to hurt you over small things, and you will want to go back to your old ways, certain ways. And it's like I'm like I'm like, man, I can't believe that this is the way it is. It's like you can't even have a decent conversation, like at any level. It don't matter. Like you can be as you move up in business. Say you teach yourself, or you decide to apply certain educations to your life and to where you're on a level of working for a business. Computer class, computers around. You're a computer tech programmer. There's going to be some geek. Say geek. Say you're a geek. I don't know. You know what I mean? Whatever you call it, but this person is going to most likely pull a move on you because it's about manipulation. See, once the whole manipulation factor, once everybody's subject to try to manipulate you. You know what I mean? So that's coming from the baddest to the goodest. And so when these people are going to whatever level you at, is new level, new devil. And you have to be ready. I guess I'm kind of convoluting to whatever the subject that of the matter is, but this is real important to me to get out. It's like new level, new devil. That's just like it's going to be hard. You can get it. You can decide to be a preacher type of person. There's going to be a person in there. It's going to be an adversary, a person that's going to want to could go against you and manipulate the game in some type of way against you. So it's like, you have to, man. It's going to be a test to your animal nature. You might want to just go up and slap this person, but you on a high level. Like I can't perform like we, but it's see what I mean in this. So what I'm saying is, I changed. In certain times, if you feel like the only way that you can know you changed is by having an adversary. The only way you have something has to test your armor and see if it's tough enough. So I guess if I can get any type of point out, that would be the main one. I don't know. I just feel like making this video. I'm going to just push this out. It's very important to understand that push and pull in order to get anything to move, and you must push. But if something wasn't like pushing against you, you know what I'm saying? There would be nothing to move. If something wasn't going, the only reason that you would be pushing is because something is pushing back. So it's like you have to go against, man, your own type of energy the same energy, certain energy that you thought you didn't have anymore, going to come back to test and see if it still has a home in your heart. And when those energies come back, you notice how they kind of like if you ever have survived one of these change testing moments, we're going to call it CTM. If you ever had a CTM, then you understand once you defeat these type of energies, energetic frequency, I don't know, emotion. Once you defeat these, you notice how it just goes away, and it's like you have a triumphant moment. Like whether even if it's 2 days later, or one day, or even an hour later, you feel like, man, that was some. You feel how you if you beat that moment and then feed into that type of suction hole, you feel triumphant. You feel like you won. Like you know it wasn't worth nothing. So I'm gonna, man, end this video. Hey, y'all, like, comment, subscribe, man. I'll be back with another one. Peace.